Alright, today we're going to talk about measuring segments. And so I have a number line there with some different points put on it. And the first one I have there is AB. So how long is AB? So A starts at -8 and B ends at -5. So how far is it from -8 to 5? That would be 1, 2, 3. Since we're counting by ones, you can count by ones. So the length of AB would equal 3. Next, we want to find a line segment that has the same length as AB, which was 3. So if you look B to C, that's only 1, that doesn't work. B to D, that's 1, 2, 3 and a half. 3 and a half is not the same as 3. So then we look at C. And obviously B to E is going to be way too long. So let's look at C. C to D would be 1, 2 and a half. That doesn't work. And C to E wouldn't work. So the last one to check would be D to E. So D would be 1, 2, 3. So the line segment that's the same length as AB would be line segment DE. And just to check that, that would be at -1.5, and E would be at 1.5. So 1.5 plus 1.5 would equal 3. And I know I use the term same length, but the official geometry term, I was just putting that into layman's terms, but the geometry term for those two segments would be congruent. So AB line segment is congruent to line segment DE. So that's the congruent symbol and how you would write two line segments being congruent to each other. Alright, next we're given the line segment XYZ, and we're told that XY equals 8, so the distance here would be 8, and then XZ, so this whole distance, would be 31. And we need to find this missing, and we'll just call that X. So if you think about this, XY plus YZ would equal XZ. So you can write that as a algebraic expression. So 8 plus X equals 31. And then just do the subtraction of equality. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And I'm going to get X equals 31 minus 8 would be 23. So find YZ. YZ would measure 23 units. Alright, now we're given the line LMN, and we're told that M is the midpoint for LN. So that means midpoint means halfway between L and N. And then it tells us LM is 3x minus 11. So let's write that in. And it says MN is 34. And since it's the midpoint, those two line segments, LM and the line segment MN, have to be equal. So we can just say 3x minus 11 equals 34. And this will give us the measure of LM. That's the first thing we're going to find. Well, first we're finding X. So let's find X. So let's add 11 to both sides. So we get 3x equals 45. Then divide both sides. Keep it equal. So 45 divided by 3 is 15. So x would equal 15. And if we put that back into the formula, we should get 34 out, since the two line segments are congruent. So let's just double check it. So 3 times 15 minus 11. So 3 times 15 is 45. Minus 11 would equal 34. So we just proved that they are the same. So we know we did it right. And then the last thing we need to do is find the distance LN. So LN is just going to be the two line segments added together. So we would just have 34 and 34. We'd add those together to give us 68. So we found X, we found LM, and we found LN.